Hello, good evening to all. A blessed Sunday to everyone. Today I'm going to speak about a topic by name life. What is life? Life, as everybody knows, it's a four-letter word, LIFE. But above all that, life is nothing but a mystery. It's a miracle. And above all, it's a magic. Hence, life can never be the opposite, a tragic, or it can never be a debacle because life is a one to be explored, and whoever enters into the world and who has a life is always a blessed being. Let it be anybody. He might be a rich man or poor man, but but the thing that the gist of the thing is we all come into the world for only one thing: to learn, experience, and then depart from this world, to see what life in varied form is. So, what is this life? Life has something, it's a series of events. Life doesn't have any frontiers, it is seamless. Life is a stream, it's a flow. So, it's a series like we start from zero when we are inside our mother. After that, it's a series of number of years that we spend on this earth. It's a series of events. But the biggest thing drawback in a life is when we put or a condition or a series of do's and don'ts and we shape or condition it. We make something out of a very simple thing. That's where the problem lies. For example, when a life becomes a formula, it can it can end up in a better way or in a lesser way. A more can happen and a lesser can happen. So it's not a consistent way. When consistency is not part of a life, then everything comes up. Comparison, and finally it lead into personal ego clashes and everything that leads to destruction. And one of these things are called formulas. The formula of life. Formula of life is nothing but so simple. Just like LIFE is a four-letter word, the main aspect or symbols in this formula is addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Life, as you know, is a four-letter, and when L stands for multiplication, I for addition, F for division, F is nothing but a frontier, and E for exclusion, that is subtraction. Life is a learning process. That is, it's a multiplication of our knowledge, wisdom, and everything when it multiplies. Okay, and I is uh, inclusion of things. It can be materialistic. It can be our own personality. We can make our ego to a higher extent, and these are the aspects of inclusion of our traits, personality traits. And frontier. Frontier is something like a boundary, like a division this thing. And that's a division. We divide the country, we divide the people based on race, casteism, and all these aspects that comes into the, the frontier part, F. And E is exclusion. Exclusion is we don't take the one that is very important in our life, that we exclude and make it as a minus part of our life. What is very important, we exclude it. So this thing is not a flow. It is inconsistent. It is really inconsistent. Why? Because 1, 2, 3 is a series, and in between the series we put lot of plus, minus, addition, subtraction, and finally what we get is an uneven and unknown number, or it can become an infinite number of some an xyz number that is really unsolvable, or we don't know what it is. So life is can be really unsolvable. Why? Because we put in lots of do's and don'ts into all these sort of these parameters into all our series, into all our series of life. Rather than putting the required number of plus and minuses and addition and subtraction, we place it in different parts of our life. And when the balance sheet comes, it is totally unrelated. One person may be 100, another person may be 10, and another person may have 30 or something like this. And this is the law of life. And this law of life is what we follow. And that law of life will make us low. It will make us fall. And that is the biggest flaw in everyone's life. That's where humanity has gone down to a considerable extent. And when we put in all these things, when life becomes a series of laws that will eventually lead to a flaw, then life is a fall. That's where the tragedy happens. That's where the tragic event finally occurs to anybody. It can happen to one person, it can happen to two person, it can happen to the whole of the society and as to the humanity around the globe. So life that is so simple, that is so linear, it's a thread, the thread that is extended. Right? Anytime anything can happen. That is the uncertainty of life. That's where the challenge of life is. And in between, if you put lot of knots here and there, it will be it will be a difficulty. That's what humanity has created out of itself. This is the biggest tragedy that has happened. So before all these things happen, let us all make sure that we don't put knots here and there unnecessarily in in anyone's life, or create problem to the humanity as a whole. And the main and the main goal of any leaders is to ensure that no such things happen, because a better leader will be a better person who can lead a nation, and we have to ensure a life that is free of knots. And that is the magic. And when all the leaders unite and make the globe, the earth, a wonderful, a knotless, a knotless sort of existence, then life is always will be a magic. It will be a miracle. It will never be a mystery, but will always be a magic. Or else it will only lead to everybody leading to a tragic end. Tragedy always happens. That's what life will always teach anybody. If one person understands that, it's very easy that everybody can understand the gist of life. That understanding must be there. That's what I want to say. Life is always a magic. It's a miracle. It's not a tragic. It's not a tragedy. And no debacle can happen for a mind that is so pure, uncontaminated, untouched. And this is what is life is. And this is what I want to say tonight. And I wish everybody to have a very wonderful good night and a very sound sleep. Thank you very much. Bye.